Hello, and welcome to our virtual library series from Shared Health, Mental Health, and Addictions. This presentation is called Family Addictions and Mental Health. Before we begin, it's important to note that Shared Health provides health services in facilities located on the treaty territories and ancestral lands of the Inuit, Anishinabeg, Anishinaabe, Nahetawook, Ininawak, Nehiawak, Dakota Oyate, and Denisoline nations, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We acknowledge harms caused by colonialism and dedicate ourselves to building relationships and collaborating with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. Through this commitment, and rooted in truth and reconciliation, we will improve health experiences and outcomes for Indigenous people. This video will introduce the following topics: definitions of addictions, mental health, and what it means to be a family. We will explore the continuum of functioning and what happens when families are doing well and not doing well. Family structure, including rules, roles, hierarchies, rituals, and boundaries, and how addiction and mental health can affect the entire family dynamic. Taking care of yourself when a family member has an addiction, and a Manitoba Resource guide. It's okay if you're not familiar with these topics at the moment. We will be discussing them all during this video. Addiction is a treatable chronic medical disease involving complex interactions among brain circuits, genetics, the environment, and an individual's life experiences. People with addiction use substances or engage in behaviors that become compulsive and often continue despite harmful consequences. Prevention efforts and treatment approaches for addiction are generally as successful as those for other chronic diseases. People living with addictions deserve compassion and support, yet quite often they experience judgment. Stigma about people with substance use disorder might include wrong or incorrect thoughts like they are dangerous, don't want to get help, or that they cause their own problems. Being healthy is not just about the absence of illness. Our health can change and is impacted by many things. The definition of mental health is a bit more complex. It can include our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and how we are connected to other things such as our culture and community. This may be the social health that was mentioned previously. Social health includes having a sense of connection to someone or something and having a sense of belonging in the world. The term co-occurring disorder describes when a person has both a mental health challenge and a substance use issue or behavioral addiction at the same time. Having a mental health challenge and a substance use issue is very common. Each issue may be active at the same time or at different times throughout the person's life. You may also hear co-occurring disorders called concurrent disorders, comorbid disorders, dual disorders, and dual diagnosis. Having either a substance use or a mental health problem greatly increases the possibility of having the other problem. Specifically, more than 15% of people with substance use problems have co-occurring mental illnesses, while at least 20% of people with a mental illness have a co-occurring substance use problem. These problems can look very similar, which makes it difficult for family members and professionals to know whether their loved one or client is experiencing a substance use problem or a mental health problem, or both. In this video, we refer to mental health challenges on a spectrum of experiencing mental health lows to living with mental health disorders. People struggling with both mental illness and substance use are known to be at higher risk for suicide. The Canadian Centre on Substance Use and Addiction reports that the risk seems to be higher during periods of active substance use. Please reach out for help if you are concerned about yourself or someone you love with treatment, emotional support, and a clear understanding of the risks people with co-occurring mental illness and substance use can find help and hope. At Shared Health, we look at addictions and mental health challenges through a family systems lens. When one member struggles with addiction, substance use, and mental health difficulties, the whole family can feel the pressure. The blame doesn't lie with one individual, but instead, look at how family stress and anxieties might be making it harder to cope in healthy ways. Family members may get too involved, or there may be a history of similar problems in past generations. When we understand these connections, it can help the whole family develop healthier ways to manage stress, which supports the person struggling with addictions or mental health issues. Now that we have defined important terms, we will be discussing how addiction can impact family structure, identify unhealthy patterns, and how we can promote healthy communication, recovery within the family, hope for healing, and fostering positive communication and change. First, let's determine what a family is. You choose your family, and family members are affected by one another's choices and actions. Each family member will be impacted when another member experiences addiction or mental health challenges. How people are affected will show up in different ways. Everyone may respond quite differently. All families fall somewhere on the spectrum of healthy to less healthy. We will discuss that spectrum next. To have the family function in healthier ways, they need to feel confident to gain a better sense of themselves, which can lead to healthier functioning and coping skills. In healthier families, everyone feels confident with a strong sense of themselves, but everyone still feels connected. They are able to talk things out calmly and respect each other's space. This way, they can handle problems without everything falling apart. In unhealthier families, members may get tangled up in each other's emotions. They may blame each other, or may keep secrets, or may have trouble making their own decisions. This can lead to frustration and ongoing frustration. We can strive for being somewhere in between. When families are balanced, they are better able to handle stress, have open communication, and solve problems as a team. Families that have substance use or mental health issues may be experiencing pain and crisis, which is very hard to be healthy in. There are many ways that a family system may be impacted by substance use and mental health challenges. Depending on different theories, family rules, roles, rituals, hierarchies, and boundaries may be impacted. It is okay if you're not familiar with these terms, as we will be discussing them next. What are some examples of family rules? Some examples may include no yelling, no jumping on furniture, everyone eats dinner together at the table, keeping hands to themselves, using please and thank you. Family rules can be healthy or unhealthy, and they can change over time. Sometimes, during stressful times like addiction or mental health challenges in the family, these rules can become too strict or become unclear or even disappear. Rules exist so the family can function at its best. If you look at your rules, you may be able to identify some that are unhealthy. You may ask yourself, how can I change that? Next, we will be discussing family roles. If we continue to view the family as a system made up of connected parts, where a difficulty for any member of a family affects all other members, then members of the family unit have roles. Addiction or mental health issues in one member can unsettle the family's balance and create stress. Family members may take on unhealthy roles to cope. We will discuss these roles now. Examples of family roles include enabler, protects the person in the family who has the addiction, usually the partner or spouse. Hero, the family member who is an overachiever to compensate for the chaos in the family, usually the eldest daughter in the family unit. Scapegoat, the person who is blamed for all the family's problems. This can be one of the children. Distancer, this person avoids emotional closeness and intimacy. Pursuer, this person seeks closeness and intimacy, often anxious or clingy. Victim, who feels helpless, powerless, and dependent on others, usually one of the later born children. Mascot, who often acts immature and will do anything for a laugh or to receive attention, usually one of the smallest children. These roles may shift and change over time, especially moving into adolescence and adulthood. These roles may also change once the person who has the addiction moves into recovery. When families are struggling, we can explore how these roles impact each person. Next, we will be discussing family rituals. What are some of your family rituals? They can promote connection, emotional well-being, and structure, which can be calming in times of stress. The goal of ritual is connection. Rituals create a space in the day where togetherness can occur, and when you strengthen the connection, you strengthen cooperation within the family members. When there is substance use in the family, rituals can be disrupted or discontinued. If this happens, togetherness, connection, and cooperation within the family may disappear and cause confusion or stress, especially for children. During substance use recovery, be intentional about bringing rituals back to the family. Next, we will be discussing family hierarchies. The hierarchy refers to the organization in which the parents have greater power and authority than their children. Within a family hierarchy, there are three distinct subsystems that need appropriate boundaries: spousal, parental, and sibling. When there is substance use in the family, these hierarchies can become affected. The children may end up taking on more responsibility, which can disrupt the hierarchy and cause chaos. Children may become responsible for household tasks like cleaning, cooking, and taking care of younger siblings. This can affect healthy family dynamics, as children may lose their childhood and miss out on emotional support they need from their parents. This may add to becoming emotionally distant from their parents, as well as potential issues within their own development and mental health. In recovery, family hierarchies should shift and change so that parents can regain power and authority over their children. This may be a difficult process, but will be beneficial for both the parent and the children. Personal boundaries are the limits and rules we set for ourselves within relationships. Learning to communicate our boundaries means that we respect ourselves and our individuality. Boundaries exist to protect us, and they can change with what we feel and who we are with. Families that have addiction may have boundaries that become blurred, intrusive, violated, enmeshed, or rigid. Here are some examples of each. Blurred boundary: a parent being best friends with their young child. Intrusive boundary: doing something for someone else in the family that they can do for themselves. Violated boundary: going through someone's phone or belongings without asking permission. Enmeshed boundary: relying on a child for emotional closeness or having no boundaries at all. Rigid boundary: may not allow any outsiders into their home, keep any concerning issues inside the family. It's important to know how to care for yourself if you have someone in your family who has an active addiction. We will be discussing that next. It's very hard to watch someone you care about as they struggle with addiction, and it's even harder when they are not interested in getting help. There are ways to support yourself through these challenges and stressful times. Some things you can do to help yourself during times of crisis include getting the sleep you need, eating regularly, say no to enabling behaviors, connect with others. Support groups can offer empathy, encouragement, and advice. Remember to continue living your own life by doing things you may have stopped doing. Over time, the addiction in the family has probably become the central aspect of the whole family. Try to get back to things in your life that brings you joy. It's important in families with addiction to set boundaries and be consistent with them. It's important to know your limits and what you are willing to accept. Allow the consequences to happen for the problematic behaviors of the person with the addiction. Family members tend to remove or reduce the consequences of these behaviors that may help move their loved one forward in recovery. Some examples of setting healthy boundaries are: whenever you use, I won't be around you. I won't pay you to take your preferred drug. If you are using, I won't give you housing or transportation. If you are arrested, I won't cover your legal costs or bail you out of jail. If you are having issues with your job, your school, your probation officer, a friend, or anyone else, I won't cover for you. If you make me feel threatened or insulted, I won't be around you. If you can't arrive on time for an event or your scheduled plans, you're no longer welcome. You may be wondering how to support a family member on the recovery journey. It's important to remember that while offering support, that support is offered without enabling. Enabling is when we do things for someone that they could or should be doing for themselves. Here's a list of suggested ideas to support a family member. Educate yourself. Understand addiction and recovery to better assist them. Open communication. Create a safe space for honest sharing and active listening. Empathy and understanding. Try to see things from their perspective and validate their feelings. Set boundaries. Provide support while establishing healthy limits for yourself. Encourage treatment and therapy. Support their journey towards professional help. Celebrate milestones. Acknowledge and celebrate their progress, big or small. Prepare for setbacks. Relapses are possible, so be prepared to offer support without judgment. Seek professional help. Consider support groups or therapy for yourself as well. Take care of yourself. It's important to prioritize your own well-being to be a strong support system. Next, we will be discussing resources you can use to support yourself or someone else in the journey of recovery. The first resource listed is the Manitoba Addictions Helpline, which is available through the website mbaddictionhelp.ca 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or by calling 1-855-662-6605, which is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. A questionnaire will help determine which resource you may require, and a counselor is available to speak with you during office hours. There is no charge for this service. The next resource is the Mental Health and Addictions Library. This library is located at 1031 Portage Avenue in Winnipeg, but is also available online for those outside of Winnipeg. The Mental Health and Addictions Library is the most wide-ranging information source for substance use, misuse, gambling, and related issues in Manitoba. We offer up-to-date, reliable information on issues, trends, and research in the addictions and mental health field. There is no charge for this service. Next is the WRHA Family Program. When someone you love is struggling with problematic alcohol or drug use, you become affected too. Family programming is here for you. For more information, please contact 204-944-6340. There is no charge for this service, but there may be a waitlist for programming. Together, Bruce Oak Centre has partnered with the Canadian Mental Health Association of Manitoba to offer community reinforcement and family training. The aim of this program is to provide education, empowerment, and hope by developing positive and supportive ways of interacting with your loved one. CRAFT is an approach for families who have loved ones struggling with mental health and substances. Both programs are built on the principles of positive reinforcement, an open communication style, and an understanding of healthy boundaries with natural consequences. CRAFT is offered through our partner organization, the Canadian Mental Health Association. For schedule and registration, please call 204-982-6100. Peer Connections Manitoba is located in areas all across the province. If you have loved ones experiencing a mental health or substance use challenge, they offer one-on-one and group peer support tailored to your unique experience. Their programs are designed to provide a supportive community where individuals supporting their loved ones can connect and find solace in shared experiences. There is no cost to this program. The Canadian Mental Health Association is located in many areas across the province, and they offer a service navigation hub to provide service navigation within the mental health and addiction systems, assist people to know and exercise their rights, provide guidance to families and caregivers supporting a loved one living with mental illness or addictions, provide presentations within the community about service navigation. To contact service navigation, you may call the hub direct line at 204-775-6442. Families Anonymous is a fellowship of people whose lives have been affected by the use of mind-altering substances or related behavioral problems of a relative or friend. It is designed for the parent, spouse, sibling, or other emotionally involved relative or friend who has 3 groups that meet regularly in Winnipeg. Thank you for watching our session today. We encourage you to check out the other sessions in our series, including a session on gambling and a session on mental health. For further information on anything we discussed today, please visit the Shared Health, Mental Health and Addictions Library at sharedhealthmb.ca.